Been following the Bills stadium saga very closely for the last year or longer, and you've probably seen Kathy Hochul's statements today that the stadium should go in Orchard Park and that a deal should be done within days. Our Steve Brown will have more on that coming up at 6.
But we also heard from another voice today that carries some weight with Bills fans, Hall of Famer Bruce Smith, who weighed in while talking to Two on Your Side Bills insider Vic Carucci today. Bruce says he supports the Orchard Park plan and that it should be open air, no dome.
That's why they call it home field advantage. We need to have an outdoor stadium. We thrive in the elements. I think the impact of moving it potentially somewhere else could be devastating economically to businesses around Orchard Park. So you just have to be very mindful and very conscious of the decision.
And Vic joins us live now after doing that interview earlier today with Bruce Smith. Vic, great to have you back on.
Great to be back on.
So, Vic, we want to start with what he had to say about the outdoors versus the indoor debate. Do you think the team or the current players are on his side when it comes to that whole idea of playing in the elements?
I'm not sure I'll go as far as to say I know this a large enough sample size to give you a definitive answer, but my sense is that the preference would be to have no roof on the stadium. And the person who told me this a while back, who has a big stake in this and a big say, I would think, in the outcome, is Terry Pegula. He said that home field advantage, and he was talking about it not long after that Indianapolis infamous or famous snow game in Orchard Park. To him, that's a big deal, and I'm thinking that's what he's been pushing for all along.
Yeah, it's interesting because it really just varies so much, Vic, on the type of team that you have, the type of offense that they're running, and how the elements are going to factor into that. But yeah, I think a lot of players here like playing out in the elements. Bruce also told you that he wants the Pegulas to get former players like himself involved as they, design this new stadium. What is he looking for in that respect? And do you get a sense that that's going to happen, that they're going to bring in all of these voices?
I don't know if it's going to happen, but he clearly made the point. He used the word inclusion, and he wanted, folks like himself. He is in real estate development down in Virginia Beach area, apartment, hotel work that he's done, his company has done. And I know there are other former players in that type of business. So his thought is, hey, include us, bring us into it, make the connection with the past, and also in building this new stadium. And he said he wants it to be a state-of-the-art facility, but have something in there that kind of allows the former players, whether it's some kind of large suite or something, where they can regularly be part of the current Bills.
And Vic, based on what the governor said today and other comments, including Mayor Brown coming out against it last week, does it seem like the push for a downtown stadium, if not officially dead, is certainly struggling at this point?
Yeah, I think you can go with officially dead. When the key person in signing the biggest check in this negotiation is saying, this is where it's going to be because the Pegulas are telling the state this is where they want it, it's over, game over. And I think she wanted to make that clear, and the discussion and the debate. I think those who have been in favor, and that would include me, of a downtown stadium, realized it was a long shot discussion to begin with. Timeline, the cost, timeline, all those things weren't working for it. And I think that puts the end of it and end to it. And also her sense of the urgency of this happening, or imminence that we could see this thing done by the end of the year. From what I'm hearing, sounds pretty realistic, at least from what the Bills are thinking, and perhaps shovels in the ground as early as the beginning of the year. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, we've heard so much about that timeline and wanting to get it done quickly. We'll be following it very closely. By the way, Vic interviewed Bruce Smith there. You'll see more of that conversation on Sports Talk Live here tonight at 7:30 on Channel 2. Vic is also a Sirius XM radio host and our Bills insider. Vic, thanks for coming on.
Always a pleasure.
Always great to have you, Vic, and always great to have you as well. Here's our text line number, 716-849-2220. It is the best way to get in touch with us.